Yeah, morning all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So in the yesterday demo session, I was just briefing about why Python and who can learn Python, right? So who can learn Python? There is no prerequisites for learning Python. Anyone can update with. Anyone can update with Python.
So your voice is breaking. Maybe I'm not sure. Like it is an issue from my end, but if anybody
It
can
is same
confirm,
for me also.
yeah.
ఎవరున్నారు చూసిరా పవన్ విశాల్
Okay. How it was built by taking the features from different other programming languages, right? Python real-time applications, what kind of applications we can develop by using Python. Python features and Python comparison with other programming, right? Yes. And reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? Yes. So Python, I define in 5 lines. It's a general purpose programming. General purpose programming means any kind of applications can be developed. It is not like purpose based. It's not a particular for a particular purpose, right? Any kind of applications like automation applications, web applications, animation applications, networking applications, any type of applications we can develop using Python. Multi-programming, Python has got multi-programming features. What are the programming features we see, right? In other programmings, all those features we see in Python. Python is a high-level language. Python is a high level, right? Is easily understandable, it's portable, and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Interpreted, Python is an interpreted language. Line by line execution we are going to see, which makes debugging easy. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming, which provides simple syntax, which looks like normal English statements. User-friendly or programmer-friendly, which provides simple syntax, which looks like normal English statements, right? You can just check this. There are 2 types of languages. Low-level languages, high-level languages. Low-level languages are assembly-level language. High-level language like Python. Low-level languages not human understandable. They are not portable. Machine dependent. Machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system. They are not understandable. They cannot be carried, not portable. But high-level language like Python, right? Human understandable, it's portable, and machine independent. can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Human understandable, portable, and machine independent. Yes, can run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Easily understandable, right? Looks like normal English statements. And Python has got the features. Python has got the features, right? From different other programming, right? Which programming languages means like procedural oriented programming like C language. Python has got the features from procedural oriented programming like C language. It has got the features of object oriented programming like C++, Java, and it has got the scripting features like Linux shell script. It has got the features of modular programming like Modular 3. Observe, right? So if we combine all these programming languages, nothing but Python, just like C language, just like C++ or Java, just like shell script, just like Modular 3, we can develop applications using Python. We can develop applications using Python, right? So because of this multi-programming support, because of this multiple programming features, okay, yes, multi-programming features. Because of this multiple programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. Okay. So in most of these high-end technologies, we are using Python as an implementation language, right? Like data science with Python, big data like Spark with Python, PySpark, DevOps, writing automation scripts in DevOps, writing automation scripts in IoT, right? In robotics and in web applications with Python, right? Yes, and because Python has got great boom because of this modular programming. It has got great boom because of this modular programming. 89,300 inbuilt modules. 89,300 modules Python provides for different environment. Means for networking, for testing, for big data, for data science, for databases, for all this, right? Python provides separate module. Okay, if you go back like 10 to 12 years back, Java is the mostly preferred language with 43% usage in the industry. If you see in 2010, the Python usage was very less, only 3% used in the industry. But 2020, Java has decreased to 19, and if you see from 2020 onwards, right, the usage of Python increased to 31%. Yes. 2020, Java with 19%, Python with 31% usage. Yes. So yes. So the year by year, the usage of Python is increasing a lot, right? Many modules, thousands of modules it's providing for different domains or environments, right? For different like for data science, separate modules Python is providing like NumPy, CP, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn. For big data like PySpark. For networking, separate framework like Twisted Python. For OS, the name of the model itself is OS. For Oracle, CX underscore Oracle. MySQL, PyMySQL is the module. For SQL Server, for SQL Server, right? PyODBC is the module. Excel, XLSX writer, XLRD. For CSV, the name of the model itself is CSV. For JSON, For any file formats, Python is providing separate modules to read data, to write data, and for creating PDF files, and for creating XML files, for mathematical operations, for statistical operations, for generating graphs. For generating graphs, right? Normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, right? Python is providing module, right? For generating graphs, normal graphs, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots. And what kind of applications are we developing using Python? Python real-time applications. What kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? So mostly used in creation of web applications. Mostly used in creation of web applications. Yes. So the Django framework. You may ask like Java.NET were mostly used in developing web applications from the last 20 years. Why again Python means? Python has got a framework like Django. At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application with very less coding, right? So Django, it has got its own database like SQLite 3.
And so the question is Django, regarding Django. So why Django? Why not Flask?
Yes. See, we have got many frameworks for Python, right? Django, Flask, Pyramid, Bottle, TurboGet. These are all the frameworks of Python. Django, Flask, Pyramid, Bottle, TurboGet, right?
So Django is supporting a front end, or is it a front end?
It's not. See, Django, it follows like MVT architecture. It follows MVT. See, in Java, we follow MVC architecture, model view controller in Java. In Python, here in Django, MVT architecture means M means like model, view, templates. Model means database, view means Python views, and T is templates means uh, web pages which are designed by using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? So using this T means web page designed using this and Python and database. How this interaction between the database, Python and web page. Interactive web applications creations means all these three: database, Python, and this UI technologies like templates. How this interaction happening? See, if you're entering anything on the web page, if you click submit button, this Python has to take those things and just to store it, process it, and store it in the database. And tomorrow, if you want to retrieve anything, right, this Python takes data from that, retrieves the data from database, again displays it on the web page. For interactive web applications creations, all this Django, right? And Django has got many flexible features. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. It has got its own application server. And it has got we no need to write the coding, right? Nearly like maximum coding. The .py files it will be automatically created. In Django, whenever you're creating the application or project of right, automatically all the .py files which are required for the project, everything will be generated. Settings.py, views.py, right? All that will be generated, right? Automatically. Yes. We don't need to write. And it has got a database like SQLite 3. 1 second. So yes, web applications, right? Django is mostly preferred. It's a mostly preferred framework. We have got it's a mostly used framework as compared with other frameworks like Flask, Bottle, or TurboGet. Django has got many flexible features. At a rapid speed, you can develop application, right? As I said, all that PY files which are required for the project will be generated, and everything it is going to take the control of the entire project. Yes. And for automation applications, right, using technologies like data science, IoT, DevOps, all this, which are used for automation. Total implementations going in Python, right? Where in IoT and DevOps, we will be writing automation scripts using Python. So Python is a kind of scripting language which has got many libraries, right? And for data science, like machine learning, deep learning, for all this, we require a language for implementing, for coding, right? So Python is one such language used for plottings, visualizations, for data analysis, for all this, where it is got modules for it. And even for big data, like handling petabytes of data, terabytes or petabytes, huge data, right? We have got some big data tools like Hadoop, Spark with Python. We call it like PySpark. So here also implementation going in Python. For scientific applications, CP, scientific Python. And for numerical analysis, numerical Python. For GUI animations, TK intermodule. And for gaming or game development, Pygame. There's a framework, PyCora, which are given by Python for developing games. And for 3D games or for 3D rendering libraries, PySy. And for scheduling tasks, we have got Python providing Airflow. And for testing or test cases, right? Yes, Python has got separate models. And for software development, Python is used for software development. Even software developers make use of Python as a support language. For business applications and for e-commerce applications, for e-commerce, developing e-commerce websites, right? Python is one of the best choice. For database applications, any web applications require database. So Python can connect with any database like Oracle, MySQL, yes, SQL Server, or this. For networking applications, Python also used for networking applications, audio, video chartings, and for separate framework, it's given by Python, like Twisted Python for it. For web scraping, write Python using separate modules for extracting data, for scraping data or extracting data from different websites. We use models like URLlib, BS4. There are some models for this, right? So we know to write huge codings in Python. Automatically, many inbuilt functions available, right? And for CAD applications or 3D CAD applications. And for audio and video applications, Python is one of the best choice. Already some applications, audio video applications like CPlay, some audio and video applications like CPlay and Team Player are some applications developed using Python. For embedded applications, right? Raspberry Pi is one of the famous embedded application which uses Python script. Computer vision for color detection, face detection, and for object detections, right? Python is preferred. And for data analysis purpose and for desktop applications, single user console applications, right? Python is preferred, right? Yes. And who are using Python today? Most applications built using Python. Google using Python for its web search system. It's one of the best example of Python web application. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Yahoo using Python. Instagram, right? The prime reason for Instagram for choosing Python, right? It's Python multi-programming features. Yes, Uber also using Python. Uber pricing algorithm implemented in Python. NASA using Python for its research and development activities. Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, these applications built using Python. Netflix using Python for security, automation, subscription related things. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games using Python. Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. iRobot for military and commercial applications. For hardware testing, companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing. Okay, these are those who are using Python and applications built using Python. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Very less coding you see. Simple syntaxes given by Python. Interactive mode, we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response. Multi-programming features, hybrid features, right? Many, okay. Wide varieties of applications creations. Just now I briefed you about all those. And many built-in libraries. Many built-in libraries means 89,300 inbuilt modules, which consists of many built-in functions, classes, right? Now, that is what we have discussed, right, in the yesterday session. Now, next, like people from non-programming or zero programming knowledge, right? Yes, you can just observe this coding, right? How these Python statements look as compared with other programmings, right? Python comparison. Python comparison with other programming. Python comparison. So I'll just comparing Python, right? I'll take a task. So I'll take a task, uh, and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. Accepting two values. From the user keyboard. And performing addition. Accepting two values from the user keyboard and performing addition, right? Yes. First, I'll write just to take two values from the keyboard, enter two values from the keyboard, and perform addition. So I'll just try to write in multiple programming, mostly used programming like Python and Java. First, I'll write using Java. Later, I'll write in Python. You can just compare the code, right? Yes. So if you've got knowledge in Java, you can just go to the code, right? Import java.io.star, right? Class sample, right? Public static void main, right? Spring aux, throws IO exception. Input stream reader ISR equal to new input stream reader. Input stream reader, yes. Buffer reader BR equal to new buffered reader. System.out.println, right. System.out.println, enter the first number, right, enter the first number. Whatever number is entered, right, taken as string type. String s1 equal to br dot read line. Br dot read line, right? Yes. Convert to integer int I. Integer dot parse int of s1. This three, enter the first number, right? System.out.println, enter the second number, right? String s2 br dot read line, right? Integer dot parse int of s2. Finally saying, right, system.out.println, I plus j. So this is what the coding in Java. This is the coding in Java, right? Yes. I'll just take a minute in showing the execution in both Java and Python. So I'll just copy this to a separate notepad file, right? Copying to a separate notepad file, saving it, file, save. I will create a separate, right, new folder. This is Python ATM. Sample1.py. Save it as, okay, not dot, it's dot Java, right? Sample dot Java. It's a dot Java. Save it. Save it, right. At the bottom search panel, type CMD. In the bottom search panel, type CMD, right? Yes. And cd slash, try to say cd slash, and say cd Python 8am batch. Java C sample dot Java C sample dot Java. If any errors are there, right, it will display the errors here. If there are no errors, it can execute the code. Yes. No errors, can execute the code. Java sample. Enter the first number 10, enter the second number 20, sum is what? 30. Enter the second number, output is 30, right? Yes. This is the coding in Java, right? But I don't know like how many of you understood this code. It looks still complex to understand this, right? Without basic knowledge of Java. So what is class? What is public static void main? What is input stream reader? What is buffered reader? What is readline? What is integer dot parseInt? So maybe we see many complex words here. Input stream reader, buffered reader, readline, parseInt, public static void main, IO exception, right? Fine. And that too, you see the code of 10 to 12 lines of this code. Yes. The same code, the same task I'll implement in Python, not more than 3 lines. The same task I'll implement in Python, not more than 3 lines. Right? 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Python shell gets opened in this way. Within this Python shell, I'll just show you right how to download and how to install Python. But just observe this coding using Python. This is the code using Java, right? This is the Java code. So lengthy code, 10 to 12 lines. And that too, the statements looks a little complex to understand. But Python statements looks like normal English statements, I said. Python statements looks like normal English statements. They're not as complex as other program. So two values, right? Accepting 2 values from the keyboard and performing addition. So x equal to input, enter value of x, enter value of x. Y equal to input, enter value of y. Enter value of x, enter value of y. Print x plus y. That's it. This is the coding in Python for the same task, for the same, right? This is the coding in Python. But here also in Python, this is the small 3 lines code. It's understandable, right? What happening in each statement? Enter value of x, enter value of y, print x plus y. Yeah, just like Java also, here in Python, whatever we enter the value, right, taken as a string, convert to integer, int of input, enter value of x. Whatever we are inputting, taken as a string, so we'll need to typecast to integer, int of input, enter value of y. Later I discuss about all these things, but just observe these statements. Enter value of x, enter value of y, print x plus y. That's it. Now just check this, right? Save it first. File, save. Python 8 batch. Save it as a test1.py extension, right? Run it, run module. We can say enter value of x10, value of y20, sum is what? 30, right? This is what the coding, right? In Python. Very simple, right? In the first statement, inputting the value for x. Second statement, inputting the value for y. In third one, x plus y. Right? One more example, right? I'll just show you, right, some sample snippets of Python, the coding of Python, how they look, right? Once again, can anyone please confirm? Is my voice clear to all? Yeah, can anyone please confirm? Is my voice clear to all?
Yes, it's clear.
Fine, thank you. I'm taking some values x equal to, in other programmings, we say array of elements. Here we say some list of values. Taking some values 20, 40, 30, 50, 10. Print x means prints the entire list. Print x means prints the entire list. Okay. Now, I want to know the number of elements, right? Print len of x. Len of x means number of elements. So how many? 5. I want to find the max element. I want to find the max element. Max of which list? X list. 50. Max of x is 50. Min of x. Min of x is 10. Max of x is 50. Min of x is 10. Print. I want the sum of 20 plus 40 plus 30 plus 10, 50 plus 10. I want the sum of all these elements, right? Yes. Len of x is 5. Max of x is 50. Min of x is 10. Sum of all these elements 20 plus 40 plus 30 plus 50 plus 10. Sum of x. Sum of all the elements. Run module. Length is 5. Max is 50. Min is 10. Sum of all these elements is 150. Sorted of x, arranging all the elements in ascending order. Arranging all the elements in ascending order. Run mod. Check this, right? Very simple tasks. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Do you see any complex word here? Complex statements here? Len, max, min, sum, sorted. If you want in descending order, sorted of x, reverse equal to true. Okay. Sorted of x, reverse equal to true. So order of x means in ascending. The ascending, if you reverse it, you will get in descending. This is in ascending. If you want in descending, right? 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Yes. X is the list. I want to add a new element 60. X dot append 60. Print X, right? 60 got added. 60 got appended, right? Check it. 60 got added. If I want to remove an element, X dot remove 40. X dot remove 40, right? Run module. 40 has got removed from this, right? Yes. In this way. And I said thousands of modules Python is providing, right? I'll just show you some example, right? Of how a module, commonly used module, right? Import math module, import math. I want to see what is present within them. Just observe two things here. One is the coding of Python. Second thing is the importance of models. And how this coding look like normal English statements, right? Print dir of math. Print dir of math. Run. These are all the properties of math module, right? Yes. Sin h, square root, tan h, factorial, right? Exponent, e, pi, all this, right? Yes. Yeah, there are some variables like pi, there are some variables like e. I want to print their values. Observe here, right? Print math dot pi, print math dot e. Print math dot pi, print math dot e. Run module, right? Pi value is what? 3.14. E value is what? 2.71. For example, you don't know how to work with a particular functionality here. Like we have got square root, right? You don't know how to work with square root. So you can just there is a help function in Python, just like print function. We have got help function in Python. Help on math.sqrt. Math.sqrt, right? Yes. Just I want help on it. Clearly it is saying, right? Help on built-in function square root in the module math. Square root expecting one value x returns the square root of x. You provide one value as x and it returns the square root of that x. Yes, just you got the syntax, right? Within the math module, there is sqrt, provide one value, right? 16, it gives the square root of that value. These are just saying to provide one value, right? X. Help on built-in function square root in the module math. Square root expecting a value x returns the square root of x. Square root expecting, okay. Now what is the output? 4. The same way any other function, right? Like, for example, POW. I want help on it. Help on math.POW, right? Yes. Observe this run module. Help on built-in function power in the module math. Power expecting two values returns x to the power of y. X to the power of y, right? Provide two values, it returns square root, that is x to the power of y. Print within the math module, there is a power function, right? Provide two values 10, 3, 10 to the power of 3, that is 1000. Run module, right? Yes. Two values, right? 10 to the power of 3, that is 1000, right? In this way, you can get help on any other functionalities, right? One by one, and you can just explore it, right? Any module, we have got help function in Python, which helps, right? And also we can generate graphs using Python. It's very simple generating graphs in Python, right? Yes. For generating graphs, import, there is a module called matplotlib. Within that, we have got a built-in property, plyplot. So every time using this very big name, so here in the previous example, math, instead of writing, right? I'll write a shortcut name. Instead of writing this very big name, alias name or shortcut name as P or PLT, right? Now I want to plot a graph, PLT dot plot. For plotting a graph, we require x coordinate values, some values I have taken. And y coordinate values, right? Five comma 7 comma 4. So for plotting a graph, x coordinate values, these are the y coordinate values. Yes. File save. Just to show it, just a small example, like how to generate a graph in Python. Just check this coding, right? As of now, we didn't discuss anything about Python. Still, you will be able to understand all this 100%, right? Import a module, right? And plot a graph based on this x coordinates. These are the y coordinates. Show it. Run module. A graph, right? Observe this graph. All right. So 1, 5. Check it for 1, 5. For 2, 7. 3, 4. Right? Yes. For example, I'll take a small task. Age values and salaries, right? Age is like 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. And the salaries are like this. For 30, 30,000. For 40, 40,000. for 50, 35,000, 60 and 50,000, right? Yes. For 40, 40,000, 50, 35,000, for 60, 50,000, right? Yes. Okay. Now, just a graph. You will get a graph, right? Yes. Run module. For 30, 30,000, for 40, 40,000, for 50, 35,000, for 60, it is 50,000. Yes, you got a graph, right? Yes. But I got a graph in blue color and solid graph in blue color, but I want in dotted line style. If you want in dotted line style, just give here and say hyphen. Yes. And also I want color is in blue. I want a different color, COLO or color equal to green, right? Yes, very simple syntax, right? I want in dotted style. I want the color as green, right? You got the color in green and dotted line style, right? Yes. I want some labels to this x-axis. I want some label to the y-axis. I want some name to this title, right? For this. plt.x label. Give it as age. plt.y-axis label. Okay, plt.x-axis label age, plt.y-axis label income, title sample graph. Yes, run model. Can you see simple syntaxes? You can see that x-axis label as age here, y-axis label income, title as sample graph, right? Yes. Yes. Okay, just I'll take 2 minutes more. One more example, right? If you take plot normal graph, if you take here instead of plot bar graph will be generated. If you take HIST histogram will be generated. If you give PIE pie graph will be generated. Scattered plots, stack plots. Right. I'll copy this line. I want to generate a pie graph, right? I want to generate a pie graph. Yes. For example, mobiles. There are some mobiles. Samsung, Vivo, Samsung, Vivo, Oppo, OnePlus. These are the mobiles, right? I want the sales, August sales are like this, August sales. Like Samsung 45, Vivo 10, Oppo 15, 30 for this OnePlus. So I want PLD dot pie graph for based on this August sales. I want a pie graph to be generated, and also I want labels. What will be the labels names means nothing but the mobile names. BIL mobiles, right? Just PLD dot show. Yes. Run module. Samsung. This is OnePlus, Oppo, Vivo. Samsung has got more cells. Next OnePlus, Oppo, and Vivo. Yes. So, see, do you see any complex word or statements here? Just mobiles, August sales. I want a pie graph based on this. I will show you one complex graph, right? Even that you'll be able to understand it without any knowledge on Python, right? So for example, if you've got 5 days of holidays, you want to visualize how did you spend your time within these 5 days by using a graph, using a stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 activities: eating, working, playing. Day 1, 7 hours for sleeping, 2 hours for eating, 7 hours for working, 8 hours for playing. Totally 7 plus 2, 9 plus 7, 16 plus 8, 24 hours. Day 2, 8 hours for this, 3 hours for eating, 8 hours for working, 5 hours for day 3. This is day 3. Day 4, day 5. I want a stack plot. Days as x-axis, all these 4 activities as y-axis. For these 4 activities, 4 colors. X label days, y-axis label hours, title, some title you can give, right? This is a stack plot, right? Very simple stack plot. Just check this side by side, keep it. And day 1, see the 7 hours for sleeping, 2 hours is for eating, 7 hours, this is for working, 8 hours for playing. Day 2, sleeping increased, eating increased, working increased, playing decreased. Day 3 decreased, day 4 increased, day 5. In this way, right? We can generate graphs. So, okay. So from tomorrow, we'll be starting with the actual Python technicals. So we'll be starting with Python versions. Tomorrow I'll show you the installations, Python execution modes. Right? Yes, Akhilesh K, right? So just I'm showing you the sample statements or codings of Python, how they look, right? Do you see any complex word in this? A complex word, but if you see in Java, right? Java coding, you can see what is input stream reader, buffer reader, what is readline. Do you see any complex word in this? So here if you see, just how simple generating graphs in Python. Just I was showing you some examples. Yesterday, as some of them were asking, right, how this Python coding, whether the people from non-programming or zero programming, you can just see Python statements looks like normal English statements. Yes. So from tomorrow, we'll be starting with this, right? Python basics, Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installations, Python execution modes, right? Yes. This is the course content I discuss. Python basics, Python operations, Python operators, IDs, control statements, looping statements, strings, collections, Python tuples, sets, dictionaries, functions in Python, right? Models in Python, packages, errors and exceptions. File handling, object-oriented programming concepts, regular expressions, database access, Python data and time module, OS model, advanced concepts like iterator generator, closures, decorators, GUI programming, Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Pandas model, NumPy model, and Matplotlib, right? Everything in brief. This
Where is the object oriented?
where is it?
Oops.
So here
Okay, okay, oops is there. Okay, okay, got it.
object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming concepts. Everything in brief. Only the headings I've given here. Encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, static, non-static, all this in brief, right? So that is for Python 30 topics will be discussed.
And how much duration for the core Python, sir?
So Python core and advanced, right? It takes 2 months, 70 hours.
Okay. And every day 1 hour, right?
Every day 1 hour.
All right, thanks.
And people who wants to go for full stack development, right? Apart from this, Django web framework installations, architecture, Django views, templates, admin models. Along with that, UI technologies, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all this knowledge will be provided, right? So for Python, only Python, like 2 months, it takes the fee structure is 5,000, and who wants to go for entire Python package full stack. So it will take 4 months. The fee structure is 10,000 per it. Right? So any queries from your side, anyone? The sessions will be interactive sessions, as this is demo session. I was speaking most of the time, but normal session, for every statement I type, you will be giving the response, right? What will be the expected output?
Hello.
Yeah.
The full stack developer session and the core and advanced session will go in parallel, or once we complete the core and advanced session, then full stack developer session will be started.
See, once so once you got enrolled into this, if you have joined any of my Python full stack course, you can attend any of my Django batch along with Python. In most of the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, multiple Django batches will be starting, right? Right. This weekend on Saturday at 7 o'clock, there is one Django batch starting. Means you may ask, how can we learn both parallelly? Means immediately Django won't be started. See, starting with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, next introduction to this Django architecture, sample web application. By the time 60 to 70% will be completed, right? Python.
So if we will go for the parallelly with the Django, sir, so it Django will take around how many like on the weekend basis? It will take another.
It takes nearly 10 weekends, right? It takes 2.5 months.
2.5 hour per day, right? On a weekend.
Weekend it takes 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday.
Okay, got you. Thanks.
So yes, okay. Usually, what is the UI timings during the weekends? Means mostly in the mornings. Yes, UI means if this weekend a new batch is going to start and 7 a.m. in the morning, and yes, any queries? And about this current Python timings, right? I said once again, I am reminding before you go with the payments. The class timings for the first 1 week, 10 days, it will be at 8 o'clock. Later, the timing of the batch, class starts at 7 o'clock. Yes,
morning.
Up to, yes, morning 7 o'clock, up to the end of the course. 7 to 8. First 1 week, 10 days will be at 8 o'clock, but later, after that, it will be at 7 o'clock to 7 to 8 up to the end of the course. So to make as the request made by many students who are going to the colleges and also the job holders, right? So 7 o'clock is the flexible timing rather than 8, right? Yes. Okay, fine. So tomorrow also you can attend the session, same timing, using the same link to see more on this Python, right? Tomorrow I'll show you the installation part, Python execution modes, versions, these things, right? So if I'm done with your queries, I'll stop for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time, right? Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.